Types of assessment. Assessment की कौन सी टाइप हैं? As coach and facilitator, the teacher use formative assessment to help support and enhance student learning. As judge and jury, the teacher makes summative judgments about a student's achievement. Atkin, Black and Coffey 2001. Assessment is a purposeful activity aiming to facilitate student learning and to improve the quality of instruction. Based upon the functions that it performs, assessment is generally divided into three types: assessment for learning, assessment of learning, and assessment as learning. Assessment for learning occurs when teachers use inferences about student progress to inform their teaching. Assessment as learning occurs when students reflect on and monitor their progress to inform their future learning goals. Assessment of learning occurs when the teachers use evidence of student learning to make judgments on students' achievements against goals and standards. Assessment for learning. Formative assessment. Assessment for learning is a continuous and an ongoing assessment that allows teachers to monitor students on a day-to-day basis and modify their teaching based on what the teachers need to be successful. This assessment provides students with the timely, specific feedback that they need to enhance their learning. The essence of formative assessment is that the information yielded by this type of assessment is used on one hand to make immediate decisions, and on the other hand, based upon the information. Timely feedback is provided to the students to enable them to learn better. If the primary purpose of assessment is to support high quality learning, then formative assessment ought to be understood as the most important assessment practice. Assessment for learning. Formative assessment. Assessment for learning has many unique characteristics. For example, this type of assessment is taken as practice. Learners should not be graded for skills and concepts that have been just introduced. They should be given opportunities to practice. Formative assessment helps teachers to determine next step during the learning process as the instruction approaches the summative assessment of student learning. A good analogy for this is the road test that is required to receive a driver license. Before the final driving test or summative assessment, a learner practices by being assessed again and again to point out the deficiencies in the skill. Assessment for learning. Formative assessment. Another distinctive characteristics of the formative assessment is student involvement. If students are not involved in the assessment process, formative assessment is not practiced or implemented to its full effectiveness. One of the key components of engaging students in the assessment of their own learning is providing them with descriptive feedback as they learn. In fact, research shows descriptive feedback to be the most significant instructional strategies to move students forward in their learning. Descriptive feedback provides students with an understanding of what they are doing well. It also gives input on how to reach the next step in the learning process. Assessment for learning. Formative assessment. Garrison and identified some of the instructional strategies that can be used for formative assessment. Observations. Observing students' behaviors and tasks can help teachers to identify if students are on task or need clarification. Observations assist teachers. Observations मुशाहदात जो हैं वो टीचर की मदद करते हैं in gathering evidence दलाइल को इकट्ठा करने के लिए ऑफ स्टूडेंट की लर्निंग टू inform instructional planning. Questioning strategies. Asking better questions allows an opportunity for deeper thinking and provide teachers with significant insight into degree and depth of understanding. Questions of this nature engage students in classroom dialogue that both uncovers and expands learning. Self and peer assessment. When students have been involved in criteria and goal setting, self-evaluation is a logical step in the learning process. With peer evaluation, students see each other as resources for understanding and checking for quality work against previously established criteria. Students record keeping. It also helps the students to assess beyond a grade to see where the learner started and the progress they are making towards the learning goals. Summative assessment or assessment of learning is used to evaluate students' achievements at some point in time, generally at the end of a course. The purpose of this assessment is to help the teachers, students and parents know how well students have completed the learning. In other words, summative evaluation is used to assign a grade to a student which indicates his level of achievement in the course or program. Assessment of learning is basically designed to provide useful information about the performance of the learners rather than providing immediate and direct feedback to the teachers and learners. Therefore, it usually has little effect on learning. Though high quality summative information can help and guide the teachers to organize their courses, decide their generated by summative assessment, educational programs can be modified. Many experts believe that all forms of assessment have some formative element. This difference only lies in the nature and the purpose for which assessment is being